Oh shoot. All over the place. It's Hey, Riaz, how are you? Hope all is well with you. All is well here. Hello, Chris. Yeah, it's a cold Saturday evening, but it's not too cold. It's not as cold as it has been in the last week or so. Thank goodness. I think here we're supposed to be warming up some more. Yeah, come on, man. Like, no one has time for that. I was getting ready for work. Still contemplating not going. It's funny how when you're tired, you'll have a back and forth with your body, if you will. I'm sitting here like, no. My mind is like, yeah, you know you are on the schedule. Get on up. Hello, Princess Cetas. Yeah, I hope I said that right. Princess Cetas. Yeah, trying to get myself going. I feel like it's early morning. My early morning start at night, I guess. I had to go do hair earlier, so I'm still trying to incorporate my hair schedule with my regular work schedule. And I learned today that I don't want to work on Saturday after I've done hair. So that's something else I have to figure out. This what schedule I'm going to go in, and then what schedule I'm going to do hair. Basically, um, I was having a conversation earlier with my boyfriend, and we was just talking about family stuff, like things people leave to you, or we feel they should have left to us, and you know how we can get bent out of shape about maybe a loved one passing away, and they don't leave a certain thing to us, and then their family member may screw it all up, after the fact. And he was on the big frustrated, like, my uncle could have left me this and left me that. And it just hit me, I'm like, what if that land or whatever that your uncle had that you are sitting here adamant about him should have left you? What if what God has for you is far greater than his acres or whatever. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but I'm like, no, just look at it from this aspect. I think that the things that we imagine and hope for, wish for, set out to do, we don't do it on a scale as grand as God Almighty would do it. It'd be good. At least we think it is. It'd be major. At least we think it is. But it's my belief that anything that I can put my mind to doing and even do, that God has a greater version of it. And perhaps that being released to you is determined by how well you steward what you have now, or what you had up until that point. If you weren't a good steward over things in life prior to your loved one passing away, what would you have done with that property? We can say, what we think we would have done. We can imagine what we thought we would do. But if we're um, in all honesty, if we are being honest with ourselves, many of us know that certain times in our lives when we would say F ups, like I can sit here and say I'm gonna do this by the time I'm 25, or I wish I would have did this when I was 25. Yeah, that's a better one. But I know full well there's a lot of things that I do now or have done that if I had have done when I was 25, I probably would have messed up because my maturity level, because my head space, because of my God space. It wouldn't have been necessarily right. So I've learned to understand that yes, there are some things that I don't have through my own fault, but there are some things that I don't have that weren't meant to be mine. By no means at all. We're not meant to be mine. And we might not understand, like he's like, oh, well, my uncle didn't leave this. I could have did this, I could have that. And I was like, well, you don't know what you got saved from taking on that responsibility. You don't know if that land was attached to some kind of lien. You don't know if there was something on that land that was going to cost you massive amounts of money. You don't know if it was getting ready to get taken. It's all types of things that we could be protected from that we not know. It ain't always what we think. The way we think is different than the way God thinks. We think we should have this. We think we should get this. So and so got this and they messed it up. I would have did this. I would have did that. But you don't really know. I don't think it's always what we think. Everything that glitters ain't gold. Yes, it would be great to own some acres of land and you know have some type of something like that left to you. But if it ain't meant to be, it's not meant to be. That's just what we have to understand in life. Certain things ain't meant to be, no matter how you slice it. You're not even that man's child, so therefore it went to who it was rightfully supposed to go to. Now what they did with it, it's none of your business. And I think a lot of us think like that, like, man, that's supposed to be bad. That should have been bad. Maybe it's not yours because God had a bigger plan or has a bigger plan. Maybe it was helping you to avoid some kind of pitfall that was, hey, Nate, baby. Maybe it was to help you avoid a pitfall that you didn't see. All you seen was the land and the trees, and you couldn't see beyond those trees what was really going on. That's how life is for us sometimes. We can't see beyond some things ahead of us, but in some miraculous way, God keeps us from going ahead into that space, keeps us from taking a downfall or taking a hit that we might not recover from. I think it's a lot of reasons things don't turn out the way we feel they should have or thought they would have. Sometimes what we think is, yes, major, it ain't nothing to God. Like, nah, man, I got something bigger for you. You tripping on this little piece of this over here. But it led me to really think about how well you steward what little you have, and your little might not be as little as the next person. You can have a lot and it's still little God. But I think that when and if more is released to you, it's according to how well you do with what you have or what you have had up until now. Maybe if you were operating in a different way and your loved ones saw you, they might have said, "Hey, I'm going to lead this to them because I see they're doing this and I see they're doing that." It's just, it's so many reasons. And I just thought it was funny because he was passionate and I felt it. I felt him. But see, I'm so nonchalant about things, it probably pisses people off because I don't care. Like, I care about people. I care about my well-being. I care, I care in a general sense, but about stuff I can't control, people I can't control, I care 100% less. It's easy for me to look up and see something I wanted, in someone else's hands because, like I said, I've come to the conclusion that we say it all the time, what's for me is for me. So therefore, if you don't have it, it ain't for you. I care less. I'm looking like, when you do great things come to you. You might have way more than your uncle, but just don't know what is in store. You have to walk your path and live your life. But then it was like, well, I should have me a business by now. I gotta get over fear. Okay, there it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the stuff I talk about. I can't have you on my page because you be on here talking about who's that, who's that. But it gives me great thought, thinking points, which turned into my talking points. Like, well, if we allow fear to keep us from doing something, you're only getting older. None of us are getting younger at all, ever in life. None of us. So I think that when we identify the issue, and if it's fear, then that's what we have to tackle first. Because without tackling that fear, ain't nothing. You will always spend your time saying, "Oh, my mama didn't give me this, or my uncle, my grandpa didn't leave me nothing." You'll always spend your time thinking like that when you have a world of blessings out there that are designed just for you, that don't come from anybody else but God. But if you are in a place of fear and you stay in that place of fear, you're not going to accomplish the things that you wish to accomplish. Fear messes with your clarity. It messes with your creativity. I always ask a person that say they should have their own business, what's the name of your business? And I would say 7 out of 10 say, I don't know, I ain't thought that far yet. I'm a person that looks at a business like a baby I'm carrying. And if I know, if it's a boy, I want the name to be Jack. If it's a girl, I want her name to be Cindy. We be knowing that out the gate. Before we even have a baby, sometime before we even pregnant, we know what we want to name our child. And that's how I look at business. If I know I want to open a laundromat, I had a friend that kept saying he want to open a laundromat. And I'm like, what's the name of it? I ain't thought that far yet. And in my mind, I said, this laundromat is never going to come. And unfortunately, it didn't. And while he was sitting there, couldn't figure out a name, I watched so many laundromats pop up in the area. To the point where now your idea is just like, it's saturated in the area. And I think that was fear and pride with this person. But like I said, we don't have that clarity on the thing. I feel like the first thing we need to do is name it. Whatever it is I'm trying to achieve or accomplish, my business, what's the name of it? My book, what's the name of it? If not, what's the name of my book? What's it about? I can't just say I'm gonna write a book and then pick up a piece of paper and start writing. It don't work like that. It just does not work like that. So, I think that for myself is it's like, man, sometimes I look back at things where I know where I took a wrong turn, or I know where I hesitated and didn't go and should have. I own those things, you know what I'm saying? I am an owner of my own stuff. That's why I can't get mad at what I don't have right now, because I did mess up a lot. But I did not have basic wisdom. That's the truth of the matter. I did not have basic wisdom when I was younger. I've said on here before, I was making crazy money doing hair when I was like 23 or 4 with no wisdom. Making money with no wisdom is a horrible recipe. That meal is going to be trash. It's trash, okay? I wish I knew then what I know now. And that's why I'm able to see, like, some of my friends when they're talking about accomplishing some things, like, man, I know why it ain't happening. First of all, we haven't asked for wisdom, but the main thing is we haven't called a thing a thing. One day I'm gonna have a business. That's not enough, you know what I'm saying? One day I'm gonna be an entrepreneur. That is not enough. Okay, what's your service? What's your skill? What are you gonna be producing? What are you pushing? What's gonna be, your line of business? We're scared to take a step, but then we do everything we can to avoid the necessary steps. We want to take steps in the way we want to take them, around the mulberry bush, I will call it. I'm gonna do this, but first I'm gonna do this, kind of like how people do with God. I know I gotta get right. First, I gotta, I'm still doing this. I gotta get this out of the system. And when I get myself right, then I'm gonna come. Like, well, what's the need? That's why he's here. Because you can't get yourself together. You can get yourself together for things you have to do, your own personal life, but as far as your flaws, and the things that you are bound by, the things that you may need to be set free from by the grace of God, it ain't gonna happen. Like, it is so funny because I can sit here and just talk and just think how, like, life is like anything that you apply. Okay, you can apply the Bible to your life. You can apply the Bible to your business. Like, there isn't nothing that you can apply those principles to make it successful. It's not just for your life. It's for your business. It's for your life. It's for your direction. It's for instruction. It's for comfort. It's for everything. Everything. We'll run around here beating ourselves up. Oh man, oh, look at me, I did this, I did that, but it don't matter. We can't dwell on things that would have been. How about we thank God for what is and then build on that? Hey, 39 degrees, it just keep going down. Yeah, let's thank God for the things that are right now and build on that. That's what I'm doing. And it'd be times where I'd be sitting there like now, I am so drained. And I've been off, you know what I mean? Today was my first time going into work as far as the salon. There was things I supposed to have gotten done, but I couldn't. Because the last time I was getting something done, and yeah, I just wait. I wait until I got help. But you can be exhausted even in what you may be thinking, You're too tired to do a thing because you're thinking about it too much. That's why it's such a good idea to write, Write out things that you're trying to do, want to do, your plans, your ideas, your visions, your dreams. I think when we write it down and the ability to see it'll allow you to be like, you know what, this look like it should be called Nate's Hot Dogs. Oh, there you go, some Nate's Hot Dogs. Nate something else. Now you named it. Now you can build around the name. You know, you can give that name characteristics. You can give that name substance. You can make your business match its name. You got to give it a name that means something. It's easy to wait for a little handout to come, hoping and wishing that somewhere down the line we'll inherit something. But we've inherited something far greater than any family member can give us in life. We just need to operate it, follow our paths, utilize it, and give us life and life. What do they say? Life and life more abundantly. Yeah, I'm looking for that more abundant right now. And I don't need to come off the back of nobody. I don't need to come as a handout. I ain't saying don't take no help and don't take some, I'm not saying it like that, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying when I say a handout. Like you didn't earn it, it was just placed in your lap. You don't have any parts of it. Most of us will never receive that, ever. So the weight on it is foolish in a sense. Even if you see somebody that can be linked to a handout for you, it's foolish to wait on that handout. How about keep doing what you're supposed to do, and then when that handout comes, boom, you throw it on top of what you've been doing. It's like I literally have to talk myself through my plans, like my business plans and all that stuff, just to make sure that I'm on course. It's called focus. If we focus more, I think we do more. We have to stay focused. That was one thing that my client, she always has something encouraging to me, for me. When she comes, she bought me a plate today. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. I'm gonna take a picture. But she told me, she said, if I just say anything to you, just stay focused. Don't let a distraction get you off your square. And that was real, man. Like I don't need to hear nothing else but that. I still got to do what I got to do, but I got to stay focused and I can't be distracted. A lot of things aren't happening for us because we're distracted. You'll hear that person say, I'm cool, I'm kind to people, I do everything. I try to do everything right. I'm not perfect, but I do this. You can do a whole bunch of great things, but if you're not focused, all that greatness is going to be stagnated or wasted. I ain't gonna say wasted, stagnated. Yeah, that's a better. In some cases, it may be wasted. Depends on what you do or don't do. You can do a whole lot of stuff that means nothing. Because we busy don't mean we building. I don't know why all these alerts is on my phone, but I can't find every notification that's going off. I'm not used to that. Phone just ding dongs all day long. God, I was just having some thoughts as I was preparing for work, and it really caused me to think. Like what we may think should be ours, it ain't because it's not meant to be. It ain't because it's not big enough for what God has for us. He has more. His thoughts are not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. Like I said, it doesn't make your things necessarily bad, but it just means that I think we should have our sights on greater. It'd be cool to have something someone left me, but it'd also be cool to have my own. How much greater will that be? You know, it's almost like, that person that plays the lottery every day and won't do anything else but hope that their ticket hits. You be 70 years old, still playing those same numbers, and either you done missed it several times or it just never came out for you. I don't want to live my life like I'm playing the lottery. You know what I'm saying? If I've done that, if ever I have done it, I done gambled enough. Like, if I want to see it, if I want to touch it, I got to go for it. If I got some fear, I got to figure out where that fear comes from and root it up and get it up out. All that does is lead to regret. I wish I had I wish I had did this when I had the opportunity. I don't want it. I don't want that. The moment I say that out my mouth now, that's something I need to do. I wish I would have. Wait a minute, let me do that now. I wish I would have started paying attention to my monetization on TikTok way back when. Now look what we facing, not having it no more. I could have been paid. Here I am trying to learn it without the certainty of it even being around. But I'm gonna learn it because I'm not gonna wait and see. You know what I'm saying? If it's gonna be around for said days, then I need to make some money for said days. Some people will sit there and wait and see if it's gonna go away first before they try to make some money. Now, I'm gonna take advantage of it while it's right here, right now. Especially while we gotta get all these crazy watch hours over here. Hey, I'm cool on this. It'll come. It will come. I got something that's I made some dollars sitting there on my friends live on TikTok. It's just a lot of things that I'm in the process of doing. There's a lot of things that I pray happens for a lot of people. And I hope those people are praying for those things too. It can't be just me. I don't know. I don't have no way of knowing unless they tell me, but at the end of the day, we are all great. We are all capable of most anything. And what we think ain't nothing in comparison to what God thinks. There's nothing we can imagine greater than what God wants to do for us or give us. That's why it's not good to compare or desire what another man has. That could creep in and be a little jealousy or something. I'm not gonna compare myself to the next person because they have something I don't. I'm gonna work my tail off to get what I need or what I want. I don't want what you got. None of us should want what somebody else got. If anything, what someone has should just inspire you to get your own. You also have that person that won't do something because somebody else is doing it. Somebody's already doing it. So it says down the block, she already did it. I don't want to be. Man, please. I never get tired of my chicken shack story. If it's 10 chicken shacks on the block and yours is the 11th, what makes yours stand out amongst all those chicken shacks? So it's not about not doing it because somebody else is doing it, because we all have a call for something. Whatever it is that we create, God uses us individually. He doesn't use us the same. He's not using the Waffle House, Burger King, and some Chinese place for the exact same thing. I wouldn't care if it was 4 Burger Kings. I bet you each of those owners have a different journey, and each of those Burger Kings will serve a different purpose. What sets you apart? What sets what you do apart from what you might think is competition? And it should really just be motivation, encouragement, inspiration. See how that goes? But having said that, I did reach 30 minutes, and that's all I want to do is come on here and rant for about 30 minutes and get myself to a ready place for work. And I'm just about ready. I need to put on my work shoes and all that good stuff. And, fight through this evening. I am sleepy. I think I might leave at 12. I'm not sure. But anyway, I thank God for the job. And yeah, I pray everybody has an amazing, what is this, Saturday evening. Stay safe if you're out and about. Stay warm. Be careful. If you're in the house, enjoy that rest if you're getting some rest. Whatever you're doing, have an amazing night doing it. And hope I said something, one thing that resonated with you. Yeah, that's all I got to say. I ain't got no more words for tonight. When I come to the end of my words, I know I push stop. I've said all I came to say. Have a blessed evening, everybody. Bye bye.